Meanwhile, inflation levels in Indonesia continue to ease in the month of November. Inflation recorded at 5.42% on a yearly basis, or lower in comparison to the previous month, which was at 5.71%. International tourism also increased to over 300%.
Statistics Indonesia, or commonly referred to as BPS, reported that the Consumer Price Index, or consumer inflation in November 2022, slowed to 5.42% on a yearly basis, lower than the previous month, which was at a 5.71%. Volatile food prices also slowed in November, despite it still being the main contributor to inflation. During a press conference on Thursday this week, Deputy of Statistics Indonesia, Setianto, said that on an annual basis, the volatile price component fell significantly, from 7.19% in October to 5.7% in the month of November 2022.
Melemahnya tekanan inflasi komponen harga bergejolak ini semakin meredam kenaikan inflasi tahunan kita. Komponen harga yang diatur pemerintah ini mengalami inflasi tahunan sebesar 13,01%. Ini lebih rendah kalau dibandingkan dengan Oktober 2022 yang sebesar 13,28%. Andil untuk komponen ini sebesar 2,30%. Kalau kita lihat komoditasnya, ini banyak didorong oleh kenaikan harga bensin, bahan bakar rumah tangga, tarif angkutan udara, dan angkutan dalam kota dalam setahun terakhir ini.
Meanwhile, month-to-month inflation levels for the month of November came in at 0.09%, with commodities being the biggest contributor to inflation, such as chicken eggs, tofu, and tempeh. And year-to-date inflation, or inflation between the period of January to November, is recorded at 4.82%. Statistics Indonesia's data showed that foreign tourism saw continuous growth. In October 2022, there were 678.5 thousand foreign tourist visits, an increase of 364.31% in comparison to the same period last year, and an increase of 4.57% compared to September 2022. Countries with the most visits to Indonesia are mostly coming from Malaysia, Australia, and Singapore. Meanwhile, star-rated hotel occupancy rates in October 2022 reached 52.21%, an increase of 2.29% in comparison to the month of September of the same year, which is an annual increase of 6.69%. Performance improvements also occurred in the transportation sector. The number of passengers for air travel in October went up by 7.22% compared to September and reached 985,000 people. And compared to the same period last year of October 2021, it increased by 784%. The trend also applied to domestic flights, which increased by 10.08% on a month-to-month basis and 56.57% annually.